Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Omochuku, depending on your location. Trust Victory Express for your verified and authentic information. Please like and share so that other people will get to know what we are doing here. It's also very important you turn on your notification bell so that you will be getting our updates as it is happening. And more importantly, always go to the comment section and drop your comments. We accept your criticism and we appreciate your commendation. Now, look at what we have for you at this moment. We are worried by the open threats of intimidation and violence by certain elements. That's according to Absalami, now former military head of state and chairman of the National Peace Committee, General Abdul Salami Abubaka, retired. On Thursday, March 16, he called for peace in the coming governorship and House of Assembly election across Nigeria. Now, Abdul Salami, who disclosed that the organization, that's the Peace Committee, has been following up with the same appeal that it made ahead of the presidential elections on February 25th, 2023. Also stated that the call for peace was necessitated by the open threats of intimidation and violence by certain elements within the society who are using ethnic and religious labels to achieve their intentions of voter suppression. Look at what he said in his own words. I quote, "The presidential elections have come and gone. However, problems have arisen from the process of the collation, transmission, and release of the final results. This has generated the crisis that we now find ourselves. Notwithstanding all this, we are pleased and encouraged by the matured attitudes of the candidates who contested the presidential election. We are encouraged by the restraint they have exhibited and their commitment to seek justice through due process. This is in keeping with the spirit of the peace accord. We therefore appeal to supporters of all the parties and our citizens to please follow the good example of their leaders and remain law-abiding till the process is brought to an end." This weekend, on March 18, 2023, the second round of elections for the governorship and state assemblies will be conducted. We are worried by the open threats of intimidation and violence by certain elements within the society who are using ethnic and religious labels to achieve their intentions of voter suppression. We appeal to the security and law enforcement agencies to remain alert and to bring to book anyone, no matter their position in society, who poses a threat to the peaceful conduct of elections. We encourage all citizens not to be intimidated and to go out and exercise their God-given rights. End of quote. And so this is Absalami Abubaka's statement concerning the previous election, talking about the presidential election that was conducted on the 25th of February, yes, 2023. And so he said the election actually was marked by, irregularities. That's according to Absalami Abubaka. He said because of the process, said there was problems from the process of the collection, transmission, and release of the final results, of course. So these are given way for irregularities that occurred in net elections. So Absalami Abubaka is saying that they have continued to encourage and give kudos to those who have exercised restraint, particularly the candidates who, from the official results announced, were defeated, to continue to seek redress through legal means. And he called for the people who are following them to follow them in that regard. So, as the chairman of the Peace Accord. But he's saying they are worried about what is happening now, talking about the 2023 gubernatorial election that is scheduled to hold on March 18th. Yes. So he said the threats and intimidation going on by certain elements within society. And so he didn't mention it, but it is in Lagos we are experiencing this as we are speaking now. Lagos State, where they are intimidating people as we are speaking. MC Olomo, the owner of parks in Lagos, the person in Tinubu 100 parks in Lagos, have said, look, anybody who comes out to vote and is not voting for APC, the person should not come out at all. That if you're not going to vote for APC, don't come out to vote. That's what MC Olomo have said. That's threat, and there's been intimidation, harassment of people, of Lagosians by APC. talks. Yes, that is what is happening now. And so he's saying it. He's saying it now that look, certain elements, but they should mention them. They should mention those elements. It's not enough to show certain elements because we know those who are intimidating people. Yes, in Lagos State, it's obvious that they are threatening voters. Yes, and so what sort of one Nigeria are we running? If people will not be free to go out and exercise their franchise, those who want to vote and say, look, this is the person who want to vote, allow them to go and vote. We know that they are not running a one Nigeria thing. Yes, they are there for their own selfish reasons. If you want to govern people, is it by intimidation or harassment that you force them to vote for you? It's a mandate that the people will freely give to you. To do what? To serve them, because you have come for service. But they are not there to serve the people. They're not there to serve their communities or their country. They are there to loot the resources of the people. They are there to use the people's money and power to advance their own personal cause. Yes, they are there for witch hunting. They are there for revenge. They are there to retaliate. They are there, to actually, carry out, revenge mission against some persons, groups, and even some ethnic groups. They are there for divide and rule. They are there to show supremacy of ethnicity, and that is what they are doing. Yes, supremacy of one ethnic group against the other. We are better than you. That is what they are doing, and that is what the man who said he is the president-elect today represents. Exactly, supremacy of one ethnic group against the other. It's not the way. The man doesn't have the presidential the credentials for presidency. He lacks it completely. Yes, and that's why, from available information and records, you see, people did not vote for him. It's obvious. There's the feeling everywhere in the country. Nobody celebrated his victory. It's obvious. And now in Lagos, where he is the Lord, he is, intimidating, harassing people to vote for him or his candidate. Is that how he governed Nigeria? If he's been sworn in, is that how he's going to govern the country? We're asking. The man who is the Lord of Lagos is intimidating people with his own talks, harassing individuals, organizations, corporate bodies to go and compel people to come and vote for him or his candidate. And they say he's the president-elect. How can that be? See, listen, we should stop deceiving ourselves in this contraption. It's game over. People should start talking about how to, move out of this contraption completely. Yes. So enough of this deceit and self-delusion. We know the truth, but we don't want to accept it by ourselves. It is self-delusion taken too high. So let us accept it. It's a game over. We cannot move ahead. There's no way we can actually move this racketeer 1960 Maurice vehicle further anymore.